Und jetzt sitzen wir hier mit den Jungs von den Hertz. Das sind Theo und Adam. You guys, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Good.
Good to see you guys. You guys are looking great.
Well, that's it's a relief because we've been on tour constantly for about 6 months.
For quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Last year, in the summer of last year, Wonderful Life came out, and it became a huge hit all over Europe, basically. And I know that you guys had to write hundreds of songs to get this hit, right? But when's the point? When do you know, okay, this is the song that's the absolute hit, and how do you convince other people that that's the song that's going to be the song?
Funnily enough, with that song, we didn't know that we had a hit. I remember when we wrote it, I thought it was 7 out of 10, and I kind of forgot about it. So it's funny how it works. But I think in general, you can write, I always think it's about 50 songs, and then you write a great one, and then another 50.
Oh yeah, is
That's how
that?
I like to think of it, yeah.
It's difficult. It's funny, but like when you know it's you're happy with it and stuff, but they take on a life of their own, songs, and all of a sudden they become something. Once you've written them, they're no longer yours, and then they become everybody else's, and then they have a life of their own. But that's a great one to have had success with, because it means the most. Means the most to us.
Right.
Because that's the one that got us out of Manchester.
Right.
I guess got us a record deal and got us recognised internationally. So.
It's basically big gestures. It's a song that has big gestures, and it's like big pop music. And Ginger as well, she makes big pop music. And we spoke about this not too long ago, that sometimes you see this kind of big pop music come out of you, and it feels a little strange to you. You're like, wow, that's me. Was it like that for you guys? Did you guys ever have that feeling?
I think the life we lived was so opposite to that. We were unemployed for 3 years, and we lived in horrible apartments, which our life, we couldn't even afford to go to the pub or to do anything with our lives, so we just sat and wrote music, and our world was so small that when we wrote these big, expansive songs, it was the complete opposite to the world we lived in, and which is really odd, I think, yeah. But you need that to escape, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. And you know you're really poor when you can't afford to go to the pubs, hey?
Yeah, that's the worst.
I mean, that's the point where you're like, I've hit rock bottom. Let's talk about music videos, because today it's all about Ginger Redcliff's new music video that came out really nice. And in the beginning, now if you don't have any money, the first few music videos you do as a musician, you don't have a budget or anything. And all of a sudden, then you do have a budget. And this one you worked on now did have a budget as well. What's better? Is it better to work without a budget and to have people working on it that just do it for the love? Or is it better to have a budget?
It's all about the idea. It always comes down to that. Our first video cost 20 quid, and it was 3 people who looked at the camera for 4 minutes. It was black and white. I think it was just, if you get a solid enough idea.
It's the same with everything you do. I think the idea is key, and and whether there's no money or there's a lot of money, a lot of money can't make a great idea.
Right.
An idea's got to be, and it can make a great idea better, or it can make it more achieved better. But I think we've always took that philosophy, and when we made the first one, and it did so well for us that cost us nothing. We live in this weird world now where videos are either very cheap or very expensive. It's really weird, and the best ones are either very, very cheap or very, very expensive. It's a really funny mix, and some of my favourite ones, we just watched one then on the internet, and it was very cheap, but it was so brilliant. And then, yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
What do you think of the idea Ginger Redcliff out in a spaceship flying around in space?
I like the idea.
It's a very strong visual idea, which is important, I think, and
It's very unusual.
I wanted actually to create something that would not at all work with the music. I wanted to have loads of technical stuff and things. And now in the end, it works together still.
It does. Well, we did it, our first one, we did a video for a song called Better Than Love, which was, we tried to make like the anti-video to the song, which was, the song was very fast-paced, very energetic, and we made it all in slow motion with the ballerinas, and it's almost got a tension in it that's, because it's opposite to the song, so it's important sometimes, I think, to do that.
It's kind of funny kind of thinking about it. Like, what could we do? What is the complete opposite? Let's do that.
What's an important thing with videos is, and sometimes people get it wrong, but what a great thing for an artist is that it really shows who you are as a person and your approach to the song. Yeah. And sometimes you hear a song and then this is the song, and as soon as you see the video, the whole thing connects and you go, that's the artist, and it makes you fall in love with artists, because you go, wow, I didn't realise that they had that depth to them, or this was their approach to why they wrote the song. And for us, it was the most important thing of all, making a video, the black and white one.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for coming, Adam.
No problem.
Theo, it was
Thanks
great
very
to
much.
meet you guys, and I wish you a great tour, and hopefully we'll see each other again sometime.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ginger. Thanks very much.
Bye bye.
Pleasure.
Very good time.
Ja, irgendwie ganz schön dieser Raum, aber nicht so schön wie unser Studio. Drum würde ich sagen, für die Weltpremiere gehen wir wieder zurück ins Studio, oder?
Absolutely.